Hey guys, good morning. It's Tony. Before I start the video, please like, subscribe, and comment. And if you want to join the Patreon to, essentially learn how I trade, how I create these channels, my indicators, and all the strategies that I use to, essentially just make money in the market, feel free to go to www.patreon.com/but I'm not a trader. It'll be linked. It'll be the pinned comment below. So this video is going to go more of the sentiment basis and, kind of gauge where the overall, investor is right now and where I think personally the market is going to go, right? And to be straight off, I think we have about a 90% chance that we sell off this upcoming week, right? And really, I'm not going to go into it too much, but essentially what I'm guessing is going to happen is you already have a liquidity level right down here, right on the weekly at 470. I don't think it necessarily will drop to that low, but I am looking for a push to 507 and then more than likely a push down here to 490 with a potential push even further down here, right? Possibly to liquidity, maybe wick down there and then recover back up, or you essentially just recover from this from this 490, 91 level all the way back up. And why do I think that, right? Usually how I run my channel, support and resistance, right, is on the weekly. And I usually like to go back in time to see where we have really good. And also, if you want to learn how to make these channels, you can join the Patreon, right? And there should be a video that I just released with free sauce below. Also on my TikTok. I'm going to delete those videos soon because, again, I don't like putting them up. Right? Free sauce is free sauce for a limited time for me, right? I'm not going to keep these up, but, we're essentially following this major trend here, right? And why do I think we're going to sell off? Because we have plenty of identifiers, right, of what's going on in the market. And you essentially have like 4 major zones here where you essentially pushed up really hard, sold off really hard, sold off twice, touched and sold off really hard, right? And if you keep going all the way back, right, you can tell by previous channels where we've been at in a majority of levels, right? So you can see here, again, right, March 2020, right, big sell-off, right, big area of resistance right there. So again, this isn't me, telling you guys like, hey, there's nothing supporting this. There's a lot of support here, bro, right? Either a lot of support on the resistance side or a lot of support on the low side, right? Again, see, this channel area is extremely important, right? Extremely important. You've had major retests, major drops, major everything on this level. So I think as of right now, we do have about, I'd say not 90, but maybe like a 95% chance that you actually sell off from here at like 507, 508 area on this SPX, drop down to like a 490 before recovering, or you keep pushing all the way down here to this liquidity zone, right, and then push off. Because we've been so bullish, I think the higher chance of what us doing is just coming back to this 490 level, and then completely just coming back up to 515, right? Just because we've been so bullish. I think this is like a 90% chance of happening. The second scenario where you drop all the way down to major trend at 470, right? I think there's like a 50-50 chance that this happens, right? And I wouldn't necessarily think that we go down this low until we have a bear cycle on the weekly, right? And that's where this green dot comes into play. So the stochastic is already there. So 1/2 of this is already played out. We already have the stochastic at highs. We just need a green bubble to show up on the weekly. Arguably, more than likely, you need it on like the 2-day. In order for us to actually sell off hard, I need something on the higher time frame to tell me like, hey, it's almost time to sell off, right? And that would be these green bubbles, right? I only like shorting when you have green bubbles, right? Green bubble, boom, sell off. Green bubble, boom, sell off. And this is almost always correlated with sell off, right? Green bubble, sell off, right? Green bubble, sell off. So, especially on the 4-day, the higher time frames, these are always correlated with major sell-offs. So as of right now, minimum, I'm looking for us to touch 507 before shorting up here on this trend. And if we're really going to sell off hard, potentially to 470-ish, then I would need a green bubble here. And if you want access to my indicators, obviously join the Patreon, patreon.com/but I'm not a trader. But again, 1/2 of this is already played out where we already have the stochastic at highs, right? I need this to push a little bit harder up. at 508, that's when I will begin shorting, because I do think that at 508 we are going to sell off potentially to 499 back to 500 or to 490. So regardless, as soon as we hit trend up here, I'm shorting, right? And just to make this 100% sure, you know, I'm just going to add a quick alert on here to make sure that as soon as this hits, I'm shorting, right? At least down to like a mid channel at like 498, possibly lower to 490. But again, we have to come back and do TA on that. But yeah, just like that, I do think there's like a 90% chance we sell off next week, or as soon as we touch this upper channel at 508, 509, right? Again, as soon as we hit that channel, I'm getting out of longs, calls, whatever, and I'm shorting about a month out just to be on the safer side, because we have so much, there's going to be so much resistance at this channel level, right? And if there isn't, you actually close like a daily candle up here, then your next level is going to be like 520. I'd say like 521, 520 to like 530. But again, I need a nice daily bull candle to close above this channel trend. So I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.